Welcome back to another episode of our favorite, your favorite, whose favorite pitch practice, the show. Man, I have so much fun with both of you every week. I'm Mark, the guy behind the Mental Marketer and the private Facebook group Funnel Building 101. We're helping business owners leverage sales funnels to build the lifestyle business of their dreams. You like
Nice.
that? You like
That's
that?
Good. I like that.
pretty, that's pretty good here. Brandon here with BKXX Marketing, as always, helping you get found by repairing that digital foundation.
And Laura Morales helping you get awarded into a franchise brand that makes sense for you.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Rewarded, approved.
And awarded and approved into a brand that makes sense for you.
Nice, nice. Yeah, really. I love it. I love it. I was. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching us. Go ahead, smash that heart button so you can push this out to more people. I think you're on mute, Brandon. Um.
Yeah, I am. I got a garbage truck outside.
Okay. Just this week we've transferred over to another book. It's almost going to feel kind of different, not talking about closing. I don't know, maybe closing is still going to kind of permeate through our conversation because we've moved on and we've got a new book that we've gotten into today. I was listening to some of our past episodes, Brandon, and there was one where you had this giving you an extra 100K in 45 minutes flat. It was something like that.
Yeah, that's the offer. And it's still available, and it's a crazy offer. I know it sounds almost impossible for someone to find an additional $100,000 in their business in less than 45 minutes, but it can be done, and that's what we're going to be getting into in this next series that we're doing is making those Grand Slam offers that are just that it would just hurt you to not take advantage of.
Mm, mm, yes. And there you have it. That's the book that we're in now is the 100 million offers by Alex Hormozi. So when we get into this, Laura, are you there? Are you taking care of Jack?
I'm taking care of business, guys. I got to jump on a call in 2 minutes to go and award somebody.
2 minutes ago. Well, give us some of your thoughts before you leave about the
Yeah.
book 100 million offers.
Yeah, he talked about how you only need to, the first like one chapter that we just started reading talked about how you only need to do one Grand Slam to make it worth your time, your like entire career. So then that just reminds me, right? How do you get to that one Grand Slam? Is you pitch every day, literally, like you pitch every day. You have to be out there every day. You have to be out there selling your offer, awarding your offer, right? Making your offer part of your everyday. Because how do you get to the big leagues? You go from the small leagues to the big leagues. You can't start at the big leagues. Everybody starts at small leagues. So with that, I will say I'm off to award and hit my Grand Slam. So
go out there and get them this week, Laura. Great talking to you. So we've practiced already beforehand.
We've already practiced. Yep.
We just went on a little bit longer than usual. So
yep. So we'll see you guys next week.
All
Kill
right.
it this week, and I'll watch the episode. Bye, guys.
Okay.
Great job. Bye.
All right. See ya. Yeah, we got into such a great conversation earlier through the book that our time we were like, okay, are we going to go on live today, right?
Yeah, it was a little bit extended, and partially my fault based on what we're talking about in offers, and that I got sucked into an offer that looked too good to be true. took advantage of it and happened to be the one to get taken advantage of, which is kind of sad. But
Mm-hmm.
when you get served lemons, what do you make? You make the lemonade out of it and try to do your best to at least make it work, or find a way to get out of it.
Wait a minute. Find a way to get out of it. Wait a minute. Find a way to get out. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, you know, that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. Yeah. Or make it work. Or make it work. Or make it work. I don't know, because we're in the industry, Brandon. We're in the
Yeah.
industry. And we know that sometimes, okay, what we put out there, where we present, and if that person doesn't do the work, a lot of times that person doesn't do the work, and it's not that the system doesn't work and these things won't work, but it's the person doesn't do the work, then they might want to ask for a refund.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That or when it comes down to what was pitched and sold isn't exactly what was pitched and sold. So that's the other side of the sword there,
Mm.
on the predicament, I would say, that I'm in trying to navigate what was purchased. So either way, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
And if you follow anything that Hormozi says, you pay for speed. So regardless if it's a grand slam later on down the road or not, who knows? Could be a base hit, but we'll have to find out. You never know you never know what is in your future until you start down the path. So I'll take it as a learning lesson. Hey, and maybe I'll turn it into a course one day on what not to do and sell that.
Well, you know what I think? It's definitely a learning lesson, and I think what you can actually take away is just see how you were sold. How you were sold. What was it that was said that made you? How did it make you feel? What were those thoughts that were going through your head during that uh, sales conversation? Because you mentioned to us that even from the sales copy on the page, and when you were mentioning that to me, I'm listening and I'm reading and I'm saying, okay, what they did not do. Here's what I saw. Here's what I heard from the sales copy on the page. They did not sell the product. They did not sell the process. They sold the result.
Yep.
They sold the result. They didn't sell the how it was going to be accomplished. It was the bold, okay, so I'm going to tell you, I've been listening to this book recently, and this book has, I've it's helped me to understand the importance of having a great hook. And the book is called Hook Points
I
by
got that book.
by Brendan Kane.
Mm-hmm.
How to stand out in a 3-second world. I think something like that, in a 3-second world, about capturing attention. You read that book?
I haven't said I read it. It's sitting on my bedstand, but I have it and the audio version. It's on the list to get into this year. And it was his commercials that made me want to maybe want to even buy it. They were big scroll stoppers, in the sense that you'd scroll, you'd see an image of a book, then all of a sudden a shark will come out and bite it or something of that nature. And it was always something that was really dynamic. That was like, oh, okay, well, that got me to stop scrolling for about 30 seconds to figure out what was going on. So,
Mm-hmm.
they're drinking their own Kool-Aid and it's working. I guess
Yeah.
the thing is how to make it work for yourself. That's the hard part.
Well, I think that when you read it, I step back from being in the experience. Being in the experience, I step back and I pay attention to what's happening to me. What are they doing? How am I feeling this way? I saved this. And it's funny you said that it was a scroll stopper, because it one of his advertisements made me stop and save it. It wasn't the advertisement for his hook point, but he has another book. It's called Zero to a Million Followers.
Read that one. That one I did read.
0 to 1 million followers. And think about that. That title is a hook.
Mm-hmm.
That title is a hook. And that's really what he explains. He's like, you have to be able to hook them right then, so that you can tell that story. And then he has he really tells you how to structure your stories and gather the data from your your market to know which story to tell. But I like the way he does it. And he's worked with some really big companies, and he talks about how he worked his way into those companies. And each of his it's interesting, because we're talking about the 100 million offers right now too. And
Mm-hmm.
when we first got the book, and then I'm opening it up, I'm thinking, what's more important? Is it the offer more important, or how you describe it, or how you communicate the offer?
Um, that's kind of a tough one, because you can pitch a bad offer and still sell it,
Exactly.
but
Eh,
a great offer doesn't really need that much of a pitch, because that great offer is in the hook, and it already hooks them, and there are people already pulling out their wallet to get that end result that they're looking for. And that, I mean, for the offer that was presented to me, and yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. The copy on the sale on the website, landing page, whatever you want to call it,
mhm,
um, did not sell the process. It didn't hint at all on how the sausage was made.
mhm,
Um, you know, and that's great from a sales point of view, I guess, because as marketers and salespeople, we're always trying to sell the end result and never sell the journey, because nobody wants to take the journey. They always want that instant gratification these days. And I'll say that I'm guilty of it myself. It's not that I don't want to do the work, it's just that I already have work to do. And, as a business owner, you're not supposed to be working in your business, you're supposed to be working on it. And
absolutely.
that was the reason for the purchase, is that I wouldn't have to work in it, that I would be able to just work on it and have systems done and put in place for me to be able to do that. So, um, I it was an emotional purchase, from that standpoint of needing more higher paying clients than what I currently have, and it kind of bit. So good for them, bad for me.
Good for them, bad for you.
And I know I'm being negative here, and I hate being negative about it. You should always see the positive side of anything the best you can. But sometimes, man, like, I get why most businesses fear us. Yeah.
Yeah. But and let me, because we're on offer, it's funny, because we still want to go back to closing and sales, right? But
Yeah.
I know. Do you think it's because we were on it for so long? It's like, but
No, I mean it. No, I mean, because life is sales. Regardless of what you do, how you do it. If you have a 9 to 5, if you have um, you're a freelancer. I mean, life is sales. I mean, there's a book about it, Sell or Be Sold. And in fact, we went over that book in this series here.
mhm, mhm.
Um, and that's there's that point in time where I was sold. I didn't do enough selling on my side to convince myself not to do it, not get into any additional work or tools or things like that I didn't need to to get the results that I'm looking for. So
Mhm.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. So you talk about Grand Slam offers.
Yep.
Now, typically, and then I talk about, okay, what's more important, how the offer or how you communicate it? Because I think traditionally or typically people will think that to have a Grand Slam offer, you have to keep adding more things. Okay, I'm gonna add, I'm gonna add this, I'm gonna add this, I'm gonna add this. And then but I don't believe that more is necessarily better because more can bog someone down. And I think more important is and you know, I always you know me, I'm a Myron Golden fanatic. It has the need for speed. People that are purchasing high ticket items are buying, they're buying two things: speed and ease. People that spend high ticket, they don't want to spend time. They want the speed of things. They want to speed things up, and they don't want the hassle. They
Yep.
want lack of hassle. And when you are putting your offers out there and you think it's a Grand Slam offer and you're talking to a high ticket client and you're saying, well, you're going to get this, 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 what goes off in their mind is a
I
lot of
got
work.
Yeah, what goes off in their mind is like, okay, now I got to do this, 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 and that's exactly what happened to me. It's like as far as I spent the money for the high ticket, you're going to get this, this, and this, and this, and I was like, great, now I got to do this, 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 and this to get it, and it's not where my mind's at right now. I already have other things to do to get those things. So yeah, that's 100%. You're on point with that thought and that mindset, and why it is a little difficult to sell higher ticket to people with already full plates, business people with full plates. Whether it's in the coaching or marketing space or whatever offer that you make them, it should be so good it hurts you.
Mm-hmm.
But make them feel like they don't have to do anything at all.
Yes, yes. I'm interested to get into this book now because I want to. He mentioned something in that. He mentioned something in the first part that we read. So the first part we read really just more backstory with an introduction that you summed up this first chapter in just a few words, Brandon. What would that sum up that you said on this chapter? Because I said, how would you sum up this chapter?
Um, so for this introduction, that
Remember?
no, I don't remember what I said, but if
Okay,
if
let me sum it up for you. You're not going to be an overnight success.
oh, that's what I said. That's absolutely 100% right. It's going to
Yeah.
take years in the making to do anything. Anybody that you see now, has eaten the crap, has slogged the hours and putting together the systems and failed before they became the success that they are. They've already tried, tested, and proven their methods, and that's what they're selling now. They're selling their methods that's already tested, but you're still going to have to do the work to implement the methods that they've already tested. So with your own offers, and so you're testing your own offers with their methods, and that's where the disconnect sometimes is when you're sold on something that is is supposed to be turnkey. Okay, yeah, it's turnkey for them because they already tested it. It's done. Their copy is done. Their market's already defined. Their pitch is down when it comes to making the call for the close. So you still got to do those things for your offer. So yeah, that's how it works.
Yep, yep. Uh, a couple of phrases from this first chapters that we read was he was really making a comparison between gambling. I think he talked about gambling. He talked about baseball. He
Yep.
talked about he talked about gambling. He talked about baseball, and he talked about business. I think he talked about gambling in the sense of you know how people go and they gamble, and your odds are stacked against you.
Yeah, in Vegas, the house will win. Marketing, though, you have a better shot at winning if the offer is good, if your hook is good. And he mentioned in there he has a 36-1 win streak, or a 36-1 ratio for his ad
R
spend, the ROI.
ROI.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for every dollar that he puts in his machine, he's spitting out $36. That's
On average.
on average. Well, this is all averages here. But yeah, so every dollar he puts in, he spits out 36. And that's absolutely insane. I mean, imagine having an ATM that you deposit $100 into, and then a week later or a month later, or however long your sales cycle is, you're pulling out $3,600 after just putting 100 in. So you're netting 35. Like, what could you do with an additional $3,500? A lot.
You're talking good, Brandon. You're talking good. You know why? Because he is a marketer, and that's what he's doing. And that's what, is it true? Is it true
In what sense? That
that
he's
he
doing
makes,
that, or you can do that?
no, that he makes $36 per every $1 that he spent, that he has a $3,600 batting average for 3,600.
I'm sure there's stats somewhere that he's posted just to make sure he put it in his book. So you have to trust him that he says he's doing it. I mean, he has built 4 companies, from gym launch to his supplement brand. There's one other one, and now he has acquisition.com, where he invests in other companies that puts his process in place, from the whole gym deal
So
into them to then be able to put it out. So yeah.
So you're sold.
Am I sold on him?
See, you see how
I don't know.
I kind of I step back, and I recognize that this guy's still a marketer. This guy's still a marketer. And when you write, okay, so yeah, I'm just being that, like, looking at it from a different lens, from, okay, that sounds great. And that's exactly what someone would want to hear, that wants to get that type of ROI. Does that make sense?
Sure, but I mean, not
Uh,
every industry is going to have a 36-1. It just depends on what you it depends on what you do. I mean, it could be a 10-1, it could be a 20-1. It just depends on how much your services cost.
But
Uh,
yeah, but 36-1 sounds like, whoa, this guy can really get results. Wow. Wow. Those are all these emotional things that are happening in in your mind. Now, oh, I'm sorry, Brandon. I I know a little bit. I've listened to a lot of the early tapes from Myron Golden and Alex Hormozi, being in the same mastermind with Russell Brunson. And
mhm.
this was back when Alex Hormozi first started his gym launch sequence, when he was coming up through the ClickFunnels world. And there was some information that I consumed. Is it true or not? That's a good question. But it was about Alex Hormozi not charging enough for his products. And then
Initially at first, yeah.
yeah, and then it was Myron Golden who was the one that said, "Hey, you need to charge more for your products." And from that point forward, he raised his prices. And at one point, he started making more than 10x, you know, what he was charging.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's just the point that I'm making, because I'm listening to the book, and then I'm thinking, okay, what's happening here? What's happening? Because I'm starting to feel some kind of emotionally way. And I know that Myron Golden teaches, he says, you don't sell, you want to create an environment that makes people want to buy.
Hmm.
Huh. And that's would be the perfect thing that would sort of put a little bit of seasoning on the stove. And so you just smell it and say, "Ooh, this smells so good. I want some." but he's doing it in a sales environment. That's all. We don't, man. I freaking talked all the time. I'm sorry, Brandon. We
You're
got
good. You're
almost
good.
almost less than a minute left. I'll let you wrap it up here real quick. Sum up this chapter. Thanks for watching, everybody. Want to throw a shout out there to everyone watching. We appreciate you.
Yeah, it was a good conversation as always. If you need help, we're always here for you. Drop your questions in the comments. We will get to them. And if you need any help, head to either one of our websites. You can find me just by looking for BKXX on the Googles. And if you search the Mental Marketer, Mark shows up as well. So here's to your guys' success. And we look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, don't hesitate to reach out for anything. Take care, and hope you're enjoying spring break out there.
Spring break, it's snowing up here, man.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ain't no spring yet. It's snowing.